And what?
and shame the devil.
I
I
love
love
being
being
black.
black.
I can't help it, brother. I'm just in love with black folks now. Some folks, they just not in love with us. So I understand, but I don't understand. All right, people. We have our own rabbi. Let me make sure I pronounce your name right. You know the last name.
Yes,
I
sir.
yeah, it's Rabbi Michael ben Yosef, right? Correct me now. Let me
That's
get it right
correct.
now.
You got it right.
Okay, all right.
You got
And,
it
and
correct.
you know what? And he shocked me, people. He's running for president, independent, and so he's going to tell us a little bit about himself and our he's probably new to you, but he's not new to me. So I always meet up with him on the campaign, not the campaign, on the protest ground and
Yeah.
protest against police brutality, gun violence as well. So we don't just do against police when police shoot us. We do it when we shoot each other as well. So I'm a witness of that.
Right.
Also, he's a media man too. He like to document, record. So that's a good thing. All right. So Brother Ben, let's get started. And
All
tell us
right.
about your journey.
Well,
Let's tell us who you are first. Tell us who you are.
well, first, thank you, Martin, for allowing me to be on your show. It's an honor watching your work and what you do for our community. Just so that your viewers know who I am. I'm a human rights activist here in Chicago, a long-standing activist, trying to find a way to help our communities from the suffering, from the disinvestments, and from advocacy standpoint. And so I've been in these streets working with communities, with families that have been impacted. Gosh, I guess go back almost 30 years when I began starting as an activist. I was like 20 years old, young man, and I was in an organization called the Lion Judah. We didn't do a lot of work in the community, but it was something empowerment for me to show to be an example of where you come together as a group and then go into communities and do what things need to be done. That was like the spark that put something within me that, hey, why not just continue that? So I've been doing that, and
Mm-hmm.
now I've been before people knew who Rabbi was. I was in these streets by myself, standing in corners, holding signs up, going to meetings, trying to do things in the right way. And just over the years, I think people have been knows my work and has been sustained and consistent. So I'm an advocate for missing person, unsolved murders in Chicago. Again, I always say this, that there's amongst us in our community that has been murdering Black and brown women since 1918 to 2001, excuse me. And these murders have been happening ever since. So I've been advocating to bringing this awareness to the communities, and even to Mayor Lightfoot, that I stood in city council, advocated for the families that had been lost and lovers have been lost, and then still no reaction, no sense of urgency from those who are in seat of power. But I got to tell you this: there was a young man named Tommy G. came into Chicago and said, "Rabbi, I know you do this work on unsolved murders, and I do a documentary with you. And just so you know, your viewers, the name of the documentary is called The Hunt for the Chicago Serial Killer. And that documentary received well over 1.4 million views.
Oh,
So
wonderful.
it's a tremendous work that I was a part of that work. And it's one of my things I'm very proud of to give awareness to that work. I'm also an advocate, being someone impacted in 2012. My nephew was murdered
Talk.
in
Keep talking.
gun
My doorbell
violence.
ringing.
So I've been been consistent. We're not looking for justice in my family and what happened to us, but I turned my what happened to myself into purpose and stand with family and try to find a way to help and assist families that are seeking accountability and answers to what happens to them. And also, as you said, I'm an advocate for police-involved shootings in Chicago, even nationwide, different families I work with. I'm also advocate for immigration reform, borders rights, climate change, things of that sort. So I work with a lot of different ideas and advocacies to trying to bring awareness to a lot of the things that in the community. But knowing that, that's pretty much where my platform has began. I'm not a politician, if a traditional politician that has like years and years and as a politician. So this is something new for me, new ground that I'm trying out at this point. And I just felt the need, since what we have dealt with the last a year and a half right now, of what we are seeing is the lack of concerns and the rights are being violated, and I couldn't stomach another administration that comes in along the administration that's currently in office right now. And so I felt the need that it's time for me to step forward, to put my name in this thing in 2028, and to stand for the communities that need to have a champion we truly care about. Slogan my campaign is going to be where human rights finally has a seat at the table. In other words, why I have that as my slogan for my campaign is because we have not seen human rights being the foremost of politicians over the years. It's been more like promises after promises, and every 4 years or every 2 years, they go into office, come back for our vote, go right back to office, still nothing is accomplished. And I feel the need, which is kind of difficult for me right now, because normally as an advocate, I do the work and then show the results. You see what I'm saying? But now as a candidate for office, I have to give what I'm going to do and then get results secondly. So I'm okay with that. And I just believe that the work I've done over the years will give people confidence in my abilities to get things done when it comes to voters' rights of our Black and brown in our communities, because we know that has always been the chopping block of our rights being violated. Another issue I'm going to be working on is reparations for Black and brown, or Black people, of course. We have been waiting for these reparations over decades or a century, how long it was that we're supposed to be getting these reparations. Although there is some stumbling blocks when it comes to how reparations are granted, but I just need to have that on my agenda to push it forward and try to get these results while I'm in office. I also will be working on homelessness in my agenda as well, because we're as quote unquote the richest country in the world, right? But then we have all this homelessness in our communities, particularly in Chicago. You see homelessness where people are in the streets or on the subways and on in different areas of the communities. And so I feel the need to find a way how we can remedy those situations to give people an option. Not saying it's going to solve it, because ultimately there are people out there that choose to be that way. But my job, I want to be where there's one have
Uh,
those programs are relatively.
Question
So,
to you.
oh,
So, what made you decide to want to run for president? What gave you yeah, I mean, what convinced you, instead of a local office right here in Cook
yeah,
County or something? What made you want to go on? I'm just asking.
I, yeah, that's a fair question. I've been giving that lot of that thought. People have asked me, well, why are you not going for alderman or mayor or governor? Why go all the way to well, because of the fact is the changes don't feel I can get it done in local office, the things I want to get done. And so it's really important, someone that assists to the seat of authority to issues I want to bring results on. I couldn't end the wars as an alderman. I couldn't put sanctions on Israel to fund Israel from an alderman standpoint, and stand and advocate for the Palestinians, and try to find a way to stand with those communities and those that have been terrorized, and racial cleansing, of ethnic cleansing from a standpoint of an alderman, or even getting reparations for Black people in the communities, or even bringing resources to bring about task force for wasteful spending that we're seeing in our communities. I couldn't do that locally. And so I feel the only place that I see that a viable spot that I will be able to make a most impact at what I'm trying to accomplish here is to seeking the presidency of the United States within the year of 2028. Yes, I could do the local office for sure, but my agenda is very progressive, and we're progressive a lot. But I'm the only one who's going to be using progressive or trying to find a way to defund Israel. You don't see it. I don't hear any political leader over the years talking about defunding Israel to bring the billions of dollars back to the United States, and that money's to appropriate towards people of color and the disparities that we're facing with. I don't hear any political leaders talking about signing off the having wrongful convictions of people who are in prison sitting right now, rotting in the system and just having their life washed away. You don't see it. They can't do that in an alderman. But what I can do is when I'm running for the office and sitting in the seat of power as a president, then I could do a lot more advocacy and bring about more of the changes, particularly women. The women's rights are being violated. I couldn't do that as an alderman or governor. I'm looking at all of these human rights issues can only be done in the seat of authority, and the seat of authority is the president of the United States. And so I believe.
I have another question too. How are you planning on financing yourself? How you plan on getting financed to run for the high office? I mean, if you don't know, I mean, now you're gonna need some money, man. Hey, you're gonna need some money now. Hey, I believe in faith now.
Look at here.
Look at here. Faith. Okay, go ahead.
I'm claiming David going up against the Goliath. I'm claiming it. This campaign is not going to be funded by AIPAC. This campaign is not going to be funded by special interests. This campaign is not going to be having billionaires donating to my campaign. This is going to be strictly grassroots because of the fact our political leaders have been bought. I have a list of AIPAC's payees that they have paid, and it's astounding the amount of names that's on this list. I worked as an advocate for change with having my voice kept for myself. My name is just my voice is not for sale. And so you're correct. I am going to be going up against the high profile type of donations and being out fundraised. That is correct. But I'm banking on the people to see my to be released on 26, weigh my agenda towards those who are running for office or any other office, and see if my agenda is more consistent and progressive to bring in changes that we're looking for. Universal health care is a part of my agenda. We pay for that, Rabbi. It's the heck out of the billionaires. They're talking about 25%. I'm going 30%. So when you talk about the savings of those who are living in paycheck to paycheck, there's an issue with that, because if you have a mortgage, you have rent, you have childcare, you got bills, you can't pay for health care. And so my job as Rabbi is to advocate as saying to the people that universal right, which is what my campaign is all about, human rights. Just think about it. Israel right now has universal health care. Well, why wouldn't we have universal health care? And no one's even claiming to have it. So I'm asking the people, if you truly want human rights, you truly don't want to have the options of what we're dealing with right now, vote for the Rabbi. Do what bring those dollars. And we're going to be innovative. We're going to be grassroots. We're going to knock on doors. We're going to use social media. We're going to do special speak out sessions and things like that to put my name out there. Yes, there's a challenge and get me on the ballot in all 50 states. But I believe that my work speaks for itself, and the people will rise to the occasion and get me on the ballot so then I can run to office and challenge J.B. Vance in a debate to talk about the issues about how he will make this country to be the worst representation of humanity there is ever been. But you're going to get someone that's been in these streets, working hard, standing on issues, being consistent, having the passion, the energy that's necessary in leadership capacity. Vote for the Rabbi. That's what you're going to get.
Okay. For those of you who don't know, he's an independent candidate. He's running for well, his desires are to be running for president of the United States in 2028, and that's what we're talking about. The conversations based on that. But I have another question. I had someone called, text me, and asked me, "Are you a Black American?"
Yes, I am. Born and raised.
Okay, okay. All right, y'all hear it for yourself. He says he's a Black American. We got this thing that we call people Foundation Black American because a lot of people that's Black don't represent us. And I'm just
I understand
sad.
that. That's the first
Okay, that's
question.
funny.
My record is going to be open, and you'll see where I was born. I was born in Chicago. Actually, just so you know, I'm one of those who've been part of the system, far as being adopted. So all those things will come out. I'm one of those ones that was in the system. My sister and myself was a part of the system growing up,
Okay.
and so me being a child, to have a family, and here I am. It's here.
Oh, okay. So how often do you frequent visit the city hall? I know I think I've seen you down there before. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a challenge for me to go as often as I like to go, but when I go,
Right.
there's
Mhm.
for reasons. I plan when I want to speak. You know how they change like so it's kind of like more like another
Right.
form of discrimination or try to deterrent to have these rules in place. So when you get down there, you got to stand in line to even get into the chamber, and then the public speaking is a challenge there because then they got and then you're standing there, you've been the first person in line to even have a public speaking engagement, but then they go through a raffle, then your name's not even, so it's like to me it's been again it's political game. It's not given, it's
Mm.
not diplomatic. And so it used to be when you get there early and be first in line that you be able to
Right.
speak. I have
Right.
many times I've been there early and was able to speak.
Mm. I have another question from the same person. They said, "What about your parents? Are they Foundation Black America? Are they immigrants here? Your mother and your father?" I know you said you
Oh
was
yes,
adopted,
yes.
right?
My
Okay.
family, yeah, they're black. They're born here. My mother's deceased, by the way.
Okay.
My adopted mother is deceased, but my biological mother, she is here. She's alive here in Illinois. She lives in Illinois. So no, there's no undocumented in my family
We just,
that I know
hey,
of. But
it's just,
for me,
it's a legitimate question. Um,
now
yeah,
nowadays you don't know. And for
you
those
don't
who,
know.
yes, I'm a champion for the immigration reform, but I'm going to be also working on trying to find ways to get these wasteful spendings down, which means I'm going to have a task force because of the fact of the wasteful spending we're seeing in these cities. So I will have a mini task force when it comes to appropriations to oversight these fundings that are going into cities, because oftentimes we see money's going to something else and not towards like the neighborhoods where you have abandoned buildings up and down the streets. You don't have local grocery stores for grandma to go to stores. And but outside of areas like Orland Park or Highland Park, got a grocery store right there in 2 blocks. So my job as Rabbi is to bring those resources in. They're going directly towards where they're supposed to be going towards. And so I'm recognizing the issues, what we're doing, what we have. And so, but I just need to make sure that people come to me. That's nothing about my campaigns will be different when I go into the office. I want to have very much access to the community, even while in office. And so
Mm.
that disgusting building that he's making, the grand ballroom, is not going to be a grand ballroom when I get in office. It's going to be a universal summit for activists. So then all activists around the country can come to the White House to talk to me about the issues. So ensuring that I'm well abreast of the issues to address any new things that come up. So this is going to be like a small mini United Nations I'm going to build there outside of something what he's building there
Okay.
for only for vanity purposes. No, we're going to use those spaces as an outlet to bring about change and communication.
I have another question. So when you start voting, were you a Democrat or Republican first, or how did you come about being independent?
Very good question. I have always been like everyone else, voted up and down the ballot Democrat. My
Okay.
mom was a Democratic representative and supported, and I just followed along. But as I got older and about seeing the work that I do, it began to change a lot. And what really, you had that question before, why am I running for president? It's because of when the government shut down. The government shutdown happened just recently, and the Republicans held this shutdown in a way where certain entitlements were on the chopping block. Yes, the Democrats was there to try to do a stalemate, but they caved. They caved, and I felt the need. I just could not stomach if someone's going to be in after this happens, running for office and gets in this office, and you're going to represent us in a state of where you can cave and so our vote don't really truly matter. And that's what got me got me in this position of just meditating, thinking, okay, I need to do this now. This is not a time for me to step forward. This is not a time for me to bring the issues and not be the one to on the backs of the people who are struggling in our communities. There is no caving. There should never be a caving when there are people who are suffering and don't have food on their tables. Even entitlements being slashed of SNAP benefits, people who are really truly need to eat. Those are the issues I'm concerned about. And so I just feel the need because of what they did. I can't trust the Democratic Party any further. The Republican Party at all, period. Like, I'm running as independent. I voted as an independent the last election. It's just right now I'm full all the way ahead now and being an independent upon a Democratic ticket because my name that I had on human rights. And they'll love to have my name on their ticket as human rights activists. Just can't do it. My name is not for sale. And so I just want to tell the people who are out there listening that you have an ally in the Rabbi in that office and will be very accessible to you where you have these issues, that we're going to make sure those issues being addressed. So that way we can continue to stay on the path of my agenda. I want to be held accountable as well because, we vote every 4 years, every 2 years, and we send these people to the offices and they get in there and don't get these results. Well, I want to have these results done the day one. Day one is going to be signed executive order to start getting people out of jail who've been off of conviction. That's day one. So people have been sitting in jails states been collecting all these money, appropriating money from the government to keep these people in prison. It's a business. That's what it is. We want to get them out of jail immediately and give them programs to get them to give them a pathway to get a job so that they could be an asset to the society as to retracting back into the system of repeating those offenses. So we want to have some measures in place to ensure that those who are wrongfully convicted, because they've been away so long, so they have something they can attain to. So there's such a lot of things I want to do that I'll have on my website that's going to be up and running, that people can go to my website and get a full abreast into my ideas, what I feel is going to be necessary as human rights as a main topic of my agenda.
Now, I have another question for you. What about your
Mhm.
security? Now, you're going to be running for president. You're definitely going to need security around you.
Ah,
Yeah, I mean,
woo-wee.
you're gonna need it. You're gonna
Bro,
need a team.
look, man,
Yeah.
my kids came to me and said, Dad, I told them about this. I said, hey man, I'm thinking about running. And he looked at me and said, Dad, you serious? I said, yeah. Man, we don't want you to be like that guy. You know what I'm talking about, right? We don't want you to be like the guy. I said, I understand kids. And I said, I understand that there's danger in this work that I'm doing. There's danger in the work I'm doing right now.
Mhm.
Uh, but I feel the call of action, the pressure of doing something that is the impossible is calling. When I think about the 70,000+ in Palestinians being unalive, when I think about the wrongful convictions that are just filling these prison systems, when I think about grandma again, don't have a grocery store. I think sometimes we're gonna have to sacrifice, sometimes even if giving up something. And so, yeah, if anybody wants to be my security, yeah, sure, come on in. And yeah, this is gonna be. I'm going to get something that's very much as we know what it is. We got to just call it what it is. And so, yeah, I mean, but then there's resources going to be necessary. So, we're going to need, if people want to volunteer and help and do whatever they can, sure. I'm up for the challenge.
Okay. I have another question just came in. What type of legislation or steps will he take to stop the theft of Black people's real estate over the years, like the inflated property taxes that are occurring in Black communities right now?
As I said, wasteful spending, task force. I want to look into all that stuff. I'm not naive and just close my ears. Oh, don't let that be heard. I'm hearing all this stuff. And so the concerns that people are having, I want to know about it. And I want to do something about those things. And so when it comes to these appropriations that are coming out of the federal government, I want to make dollars are going towards where it's supposed to be going. Because when it's going to the other parts of what these appropriations are going, and not to where it's going towards. And then guess what they do? When they don't have money, they go to the poor people and try to steal from them. You see what I'm saying? So it's a game. It's a game for these groups. And so I believe by having these parameters in place that we will see a lot of, because when there's no questioning being done, then this is why you have high property taxes, which I see as a tremendous problem. I saw the news. I saw the people come to the town halls and very upset that people who are struggling, property taxes being tripled, quadrupled times, and grandma and grandpa who worked over the years, pay their property off. Now, had a tax bill that's from $1 to $8,000. They can't afford that. And so my job is as running for president is to have these parameters to look at these people, what they're getting in these appropriations. When there's no oversight, when there's no questions and answers, this is what you're getting. You get all of the mismanagement of fundings towards things that's not being done. And so I just believe that when you have that going on, when you are overseeing having the top economic professionals that will be working on my team, and then also those who are watchdogs for these task force I'm going to be implementing in these type of appropriation committees that's going to be done. And if there's going to be any bit of findings that shows that there's mismanagement, then I have the authority to go to Congress and say, listen, push that. There's a red flag. Just like we get red flags when we go in our accounts and take money out of our accounts, we get red flags, right? Well, I want to be like the bank, get the red flags. And so for those who have concerns like that, I'm absolutely on top of that. And I see this frustration of the Chicagoans right now who are having those tax bills and having their properties being snatched from them. I will not sit there and say just because the mayor is a Democrat and say it's correct. As I said, my voice is not for sale. My voice is not for sale. I just don't stand with anybody because they're Democrat. If it's wrong, it's wrong. And so I'm going to be very, very blunt and very serious about these issues when it comes to having property taxes protected, properties being sustained, and then there'll be people to be oversights of these committees that having appropriations of monies being given.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about your religious background.
Oh gosh. Well, I'm a Jew.
We got to know who you are now. We have to know who you are. If you want our vote, you got to tell us who you are or our potential vote. Go ahead.
I believe in God. I believe in God.
Okay.
And I'm a clergy. I'm clergy.
Okay.
And growing up as a Baptist, I gotta say that. I grew up as a Baptist. And by me growing up as a Baptist, I went to a church. I was actually a resident in Broadview, so that's why I'm there protest Broadview. So I went to the church, First Presbyterian Church on Roosevelt Road. I went to Roosevelt School, grammar school on over there across the bridge where the mission is, over in the area. So I grew up out in West Side Chicago. So as a growing up young man, yeah, I was involved trying to get into religious affiliations, but at some point in my life, I just didn't feel the connections to my current faith at that time. But when I got married, there was some conversation between me and Mike's, and we, I was eating a sandwich, and she said, "Hey, you can't eat that." I said, "Why not? I'm hungry." And it was a Polish sausage. So we had an argument, right? We had an argument. She was like, "If you eat that one more time, I'm done." I was like, "She gonna dump me for eating a sandwich? Not about not taking care of her, not about trying to, get someone else or something like that. It was about a sandwich." And so it caught my curiosity. And then I began to study, and I began to reiterate and go questions of leaders who have got more of an understanding. And then I became studying as a Black Jew. And I began to study the history of Black Judaism, of the history of how Africa has a connection to the diaspora here in America, and how there were beginnings of those who were faith leaders that began to stand, and actually in the Midwest, in this here in Chicago, which is one of probably the oldest Black synagogue in Chicago, in the Midwest. So I've been growing in my spirituality, and as over the years, and then took for further steps in becoming from just not clergy, but then also active as a clergy. And so there's just been what I say, involvement in my work, and it stems from my faith in my God and what I believe spiritually. Now, as a president, will that interfere with my work or any customs that the country goes about? Absolutely not. It's just about me being there as a president. Doesn't have any impact on anybody's faith, or hopefully. But it's just really about showing the people that there's a morale to me, what I believe, and having a spiritual presence over me as I about the world, living, and then also transcending to I'm seeking to accomplish.
So let me ask you another question. Why should my platform, the people that follow me, vote for you?
Very good question. All I can tell you, I believe in transparency, and the fact is that my work that I've done over the years has been sustained and consistent. And I understand as what you would call the nervousness of accepting and putting trust into someone. I get that. I really do get that, because of the fact I've been like that. Man, this person come to me and say, "Hey, vote for me," but then you put that faith in them, and then they fail to deliver. I get that. That's why I have a trouble right now dealing with this part of how you go out running for office. You can't get results and then show you can't do the work and then show results. You see what I'm saying? But in the activist world, you can do the work and then show the results. That's what I'm used to. You see what I'm saying? So I have to switch this up a little bit. Talk to the people, meet the people where they're at. And hopefully they can look at my record as an activist. They can transcend into what seat I'm trying to accomplish and be about. If there's growth, I'm sure that no one is perfect in understanding how to get to a level that's really necessary. But I do have sustained consistency that absolutely can be viewed and seen, and could be fact checked if anyone has any question about what I have done over the years, as far as advocating, as far as standing up for human rights, being there for those who are in need, showing up, being the first there and the last one leave. Those are the type of things I believe and do. So it's really important to have that understanding, and seeing people who may have those concerns, and then basically what I can tell them is that listen, I'm just being very honest of how I go about my work, and I take my work very serious. And the fact is, my name on this work is really important because then, if I don't deliver, it's like it's be another day on the rodeo. I don't want this to be another day in the rodeo. I want this to be about results. I want to show people that there's someone that really concerned and cares about what happens to them. Having these policies, first and foremost, out and that they can see that this is how serious I am about it's necessary. And I just I always tell people I just need them to put their trust in believing that the rabbi doesn't.
Okay, two more questions. Questions, unlike they say, I've had prior. Is he currently taking any stand against the property tax issue? If so, what is it?
Again, right now, currently, I'm not taking any stand, and I haven't done any advocacy on that. To be honest, I've been watching like everyone else, seeing. That's why. Well, I guess you can say I'm taking a stand. It's in my agenda to go about with for spending. So I'm taking kind of a stance in my campaign, as far as trying to find what measures to ensure that those things are being done appropriately. So yes, the people who what they have is on my agenda, and so publicly, like out in the public, to do things like that. No, I haven't done anything publicly, but for the fact is, in my campaign to do have where it's enlisted in community housings to ensure that the governments are receiving these appropriations as going towards what it needs to be going towards. So that's my contribution to trying to find a way to limit and make sure things are being done correctly. And so, but again, my job is to look at the policies. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, I can get out there with my bull. Now I'm standing to another stature of responsibility, being presidential. So I'm trying to be presidential to try to have things in policies so that way we can see things. So yeah, I can do like I normally do. Yeah, I could do that. But now I'm trying to step in this new level of presidential, doing things in paper writings so that way people can see this is what I plan to do about those situations.
Okay. One more question. What is your educational background? Does he have any background in political science or budgeting?
Good question. Yes, I graduated from Swiss South High School in Park. I went to I went to Prairie State University to do a couple studies there, but I wasn't truly trying to get schooling at the time. It was more like trying to work. That's really what it was when I got out of high school. But then I went back to school, graduated from Cappy University. I studied in psychology, and psychology with the emphasis on child development. I graduated with high honors as magna cum laude, which is a very, magna cum laude is a high honor to have like a point average, like 3.8, 3.9% and grade point average. Then I went to rabbinical school as getting a master's degree in rabbinic studies, which I graduated from Jewish Leaders Institute as a clergy as a master's degrees. And so, but far as having any background in political science, no, I don't have any like backends or anything like economics. My thing was more psychology, trying to because I knew as an activist that I do in communities would be more centered about why emotions happen certain ways to understand the psyche of people who are struggling and having moments with counseling situations that goes along with my clergy work. But that's why as a team and an administrative job is to search for talented people, backgrounds of economics, which I'm working right now to build a strong, robust economic team to find ways where we can cut spendings, bring tax, be able to put taxes on upon the work, find ways so we can save people their everyday work take home, which is like doing incentives to employers If you have a union, that you have a union, a job that's a union. My job is to help negotiate collective bargaining agreements to give to those employers to give them incentives if they're going to have a union that they're going to treat their employees more better, which they have better wages, health insurance. Well, actually, I'm going to do universal health care, so I don't worry about that. But bonuses, raises, things of that sort. So I'm already ahead of the game without getting in that seat of having a robust economic program that's going to be backed up by professionals that specialize in economics and giving forth the investments that's important for our communities to be and to invest.
Question: when was the last time you visited the Middle East or traveled abroad? That's a question from me right there.
Ooh, good question. Gosh, I never travel outside the country. And so I don't know what it's like to be outside of the United States. However, if I'm going to be president, that will be something I will be doing. This is where the sufferance of Black and brown people, places like the Nigerian wars and many gangs there who are taking over communities, things like that. So visiting the Middle East is not really, for Israel is concerned. That's not on my agenda. My agenda right now is to defund Israel, to be the first president to go on record to defund Israel, to bring the monies, the billions of dollars that taxpayers pay, our people pay, for them to have universal health care. We're going to take that money back. And I believe I'm going to be the only one that's going to be talking about this, because remember, you're paying for them to unalive 70,000+. It will be probably maybe 140,000 by the time the 2028 comes. You're paying them to have universal health. You're struggling. So how does that feel? How does that feel? And our leaders, our political leaders who know this, who get reelected over and over and over and over again, know this. I challenge anybody who's out there watching right now, ask them to be supporting defunding Israel. If they're not going to be saying compare agenda to my agenda, then they are part of what we consistently have. So I appreciate the questions of me, but I need also to hold your political leaders accountable, because they're taking your tax dollars out of your pocket, send it overseas, but we're talking about America first. To me, America first is, hey, taking my money back and making sure we put reparations to Black people. I think America first is giving universal health care to all Americans. I think America first is having people have right to choose and needs to have investments in having 401ks or having mutual funds and giving those incentives. That's America first. That's the agenda of the rabbis. I don't know about everybody else doing it, but I believe if we look at that and see how that is, then we'll be able to compare the apples to apples. Where our disparities are happening. And so my job, as when I get in that seat, is to get that money back and then get it to where we can have better housing in our communities. Tear down those buildings that are being appropriated. They're building the federal government to keep those. We have community centers. Why can't we have mental health hospitals? And we have hospitals in our communities. How many hospitals are closed in Chicago? Westlake closed, right? Westlake closed. How about the mental health hospital? Well, all those monies that we're giving to Israel, we're gonna put that in our community and be able to build these institutions that are necessary to function as a society. Of human rights in my agenda.
Now, I understand that you are a human rights activist, and you did say something briefly about immigration. So what is your stance
Yes.
on how to handle an influx of immigration, illegal immigration? I would say influx of it. Now, I know this country have always taken in immigrants. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes. Yes, that's a very good question. I am an advocate for immigration reform. I do campaigned very publicly about how the systems of federal governments have been weaponized and used in a way against those that we would call undocumented. I don't believe in using that term. Illegal words they use. I'm going to put executive order. That word will not be allowed ever again. I look at that word, it's like calling someone the N-word. I don't see anyone with green eyes or three eyes and green man walking around as someone being here. I see human beings. I see someone with families. I see someone with kids. I see someone that wants to make a life here. But however, I understand where there's a middle ground that's important to show that everyone is getting a stake in the game. And so we will be very clear about those who are here now that we're going to make sure that those who are here go through the process, of course, but we also want to make sure those who are here causing problems, yes, absolutely, they have to leave. They have to leave. I'm just not going to be someone just, because they're here and they're here.
But wouldn't that be breaking up families if they, I mean, seriously, I'm not trying to be funny, but if they causing trouble here in America and they have a family, would that be breaking up families? Okay, go ahead.
No, if someone's here, you under my administration now, I make amends with everyone. Say, hey, listen, you can stay as long as you're not doing any crimes here. I think it's a fair argument. If you have a family, then work for your family. Don't come in my communities, then you're breaking the promise. So I'm giving these people the opportunity to show to be an asset to the community as opposed to being a minister to society. And so I'm trying to be the middle person and trying to bring some middle level thing, if you want to call it like that. Find some middle ground here. If they go here, they cannot come here and do the things that are illegal in drug cartels. They can't get involved with prostitution. They can't come in here and doing drugs. They can't do no gang affiliation. They must be here to serve the community, serve their families, go to work, do what they need to do, and that's going to be the bargain I'm going to offer them. However, when there's issues when it comes to those who are, again, breaking those rules and what I feel that needs to be emphasized, then yes, they will be removed. It's not I'm given an opportunity. And if I'm given an opportunity, there should be no reason we're going to have what you're saying. If it's true, and I don't know, I'm not law enforcement, but if there's anyone here and it does those things, then I can't be the one responsible. If you go out, I gave you the opportunity to be an asset. If you break that trust with me as a rabbi, as your president, or one given a chance to show themselves to be a part of the solution and assisting your families and giving you opportunities, then you will risk of being deported out of the country. I gave a chance.
Okay. Do you believe in open borders?
Good question. I believe the borders should be secure. However, if people want to come in and have what they call using the claim asylum, then I'm for that. I'm for people coming here seeking to have themselves to escape tortures or situations that they feel that that they want to get a better life. And at the same time, when it comes to that, and then I'm not for having, the aggression towards people. I'm not for that. So I will make sure that if there's going to be policies when it comes to how our borders being patrolled, I'm not for doing the things we're seeing on television. That is just not going to be happening under my administration. I can't be having law enforcement, while border patrol personnel treating people with inhumane practices. Like, example, like the detention centers. Under my ministry, we're going to be closing detentions. I believe strongly in my hometown right now, that place in Broadview is going to be cut down. I'm closing I'm closing all detention centers. I'm closing all detention centers. We're going to find a way to do it humane way, where human dignity is being done, where we can be represented as one of the leaders in leading of human rights in the country and also in the world. We're going to be doing just those things. And I just don't believe in torture, and because then if that's the case, then what about everything else? I mean, human rights. I'm pro human rights, and so I'm leading this in human rights, and it can't be anything but human rights. So we're closing this. Letting everyone know we're closing all detention centers. Not a place of safety. There's a place of we're gonna find alternatives. Having professional counselors to engage with those people who are here that have troubles. We're not going to put them in places with no toilets or having no food or living on a floor, on a concrete floor like that. That's inhumane. It's torture. And so we're going to have a team, task force, to bring those professionals at rapid response situations to be treated and treated people with dignity.
Okay. You say the word undocumented or illegal, you're going to ban that. But what do you call when a person coming over here illegally? What do you call them? I mean, is that breaking the law? I mean, they come over here, they cross it. Okay.
I call them undocumented.
Okay, undocumented.
I call them undocumented. I believe in using terms that are professional.
Is it a crime? Is that a crime for a person coming to this country without being invited?
Listen, I understand there's a word choice.
I'm just asking the question. Right. It's the, I've been honest. I mean, these are the things that you run for president. People want to know. I want to know. My people on
here. Is it illegal?
Is
it illegal?
Yeah.
Yes, there's a process. Yeah, there's concession here. Yes, there's a process. But when people are really desperate, think about this. I want to paint a picture for you all real quick. What if we were in a situation in America that we were in desperation and then we were looking out to go somewhere else? I have to always remember my humanity first as opposed to my policies. When I think about someone that's on the streets who are struggling, are we going to close the door to them? Oh, we got rules though, but they need to eat. We are one paycheck away to be just like them. I'm like this. When I see someone struggling, my heart breaks for them, literally breaks, because I feel the sense of desperation in them. We don't know if we will hold up and still hold up a grocery store to eat. I'm not gonna say I wouldn't. And I'm talking about running for office. If I'm desperate to feed my family, let's keep this real. If we see an opportunity, you got these babies right here who starving. Are we gonna say, oh, I wouldn't do that? Let's be honest. So I'm looking at these people right here, right now, who are in desperation mode right now of survival. And my job is to be a president for everybody, from the undocumented, for those who are LGBTQ communities, to the queer, to the white, black, Japanese, everybody who are in between, the black, the purple, the ant, the dog, everybody. My job is to reach everybody. And it's
what I don't understand, and I don't understand here, I'm here in the city of Chicago, how is it that we could spend $1 billion on migrants or unauthorized or undocumented, and we got people right now in my heart, I believe there's not one migrant or undocumented person that's sleeping outside right now. But there are Americans right now as I speak, living in tents. But we're spending, the scripture said, where your treasure is, that's where your heart will be also. So
Did I say it was wrong?
America
Did I
is
say it was right?
no. I'm just saying America is investing in undocumented more than they're investing in their own right here on their own soil. I mean, make me understand that. Now, listen, I tell anybody, I'm not mad at no migrant, no undocumented at all. If you see an opportunity, you take advantage of it. It's the policymakers that makes this. You can't tell me that you don't have no money for reparations, but mysteriously, we found $1 billion right here in Illinois to give to the undocumented. Imagine $1 billion spent, I'm going locally now, on the South and the West Side in these communities that's not thriving. And we know they are the Black communities that are not thriving. So I'm just saying, where is the sympathy for American citizens? Something is just not right. I mean,
Hello?
you're a human rights activist.
Oh,
And go ahead.
again, am I denying you're not correct?
Oh, no, you're not denying me. I'm just
Did I say
asking.
you're incorrect?
Right,
Did I say you're
I'm just
incorrect?
no, not at all. Listen, my thing is, this is my thing. I have
Again,
compassion.
again, let me respond. Okay. Right. Now my turn, my thing, what I
Go
would
ahead.
do.
Uh-oh. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Hold on. I can't hear you. Check your sound. I can't hear you. It was getting good, people. I'm going to text him, tell him to sign out. It was getting good, people. Okay. Sign out and come back in.
Okay, I heard you.
I hear you. Okay. You good. You
hear
good. I
me?
can hear you now. Yeah, I hear you now. I don't know what happened.
Now, again, it's correct. You're saying everything correct. I heard the pain. I heard the action. All the sign. Again, my job is
Yeah, I hear you. Go ahead.
okay. So now, how do we fix this? How do we fix this? If I was in that seat, I would say, Black people must be as well. I'm going to go to the government and say, listen, let's go into the public of my community that I'm in charge of to do one group and not the other. It's impossible. They're going to raise questions of people seeing one favoritism over the other. Think about you as a parent. When you as a parent, you have a 20-year-old, maybe a 15-year-old child, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have a child, like then your newborn comes along and gets more love than the 15-year-old child because he's a newborn, baby child. That's what's going to be happening. That 15-year-old child is going to feel resentment towards that 5-year-old child. That's the conversation of leadership that was lacking, what's happening. You got to approach this thing child, a family. You can't care and forget about the other. That's what have happened of the retaliations of what we're seeing over and over again when you have these people like this. So there has to be one person say to the federal government, I'm not going to abandon group for the other. All going to be taken care of at one time, or they're going to divide where we need to be done, or make sure that those who are coming first, which absolutely the African community, patiently for what they do. And so that will be my to address this, which is what I'm addressing right now in my administration. Top of my agenda is reparations. Top of my agenda is social justice services. Top of my agenda is having food, housing for community of color. Top of my agenda is having those corporations to ensure that my grandma has an actual functioning grocery store that she can, if she don't have a car, that she don't have to just drive 50, 40 miles out on the bus in the cold weather to go on fresh fruits. So my agenda is talking about what Black people have been saying over and over again, to having those appropriations given to people of color. Then we're going to address the issues about everything else. But again, the way this was handled was absolutely irresponsible. I'm going to be the first one record. It was handled irresponsible.
I don't,
Rabbi, as your president, huh?
I don't agree with your analogy that you said, that the two children, one old newborn, because you can't compare that to a person, not a natural born citizen and a born citizen. So I believe in the religious principle.
Listen, what I just said. You can't carry one over the other. That's the analogy.
First of
you
all,
can't carry
one.
You take care of one group and not the other. That's what happened.
No, but
that's what happened.
Okay,
right?
Now
You just brought that to my attention.
What I'm saying.
One was taken care of, and one that analogy works.
Yeah, but one is not a citizen yet. It's not a citizen. How you going to take care of somebody? We got veterans sleeping in parks and all that stuff. Like, we got people that lost a limb. We got people that lost their lives. That and
yes, we do.
They're messed up mentally. They run in the streets of the United States. Don't know if they're coming or going. We do. So I'm
not giving no excuse for what happened.
I know it.
It's wrong. You're not gonna get me to disagree with you. You're not gonna give me.
No, I'm not trying to get. It's not matter. Just what's one thing about the truth. The truth don't need no explanation. Whether we like it. Some people they'll go against the truth. They'll go against the truth because they don't like a certain person who's saying it. So by not liking the messenger, they're gonna disagree with the truth or try to shoot holes in it. But I'm not that type of person. So what I'm saying is tonight, I am a very compassionate person. I don't want to see nobody sleeping outside in cold below zero weather. None of that. Black people, we were all for the migrants. Not me, really, be honest with you. But when I seen them sleeping in the police station and things like that, I didn't want, it's a terrible thing. But I predicted, Rabbi, and I know this is about you. I said, they are going to be our future property owners, our business owners, our managers, our supervisors. And here we are right now. Some of them are home owners, have not been in this country 2 years, but they're homeowners. And here's a person that been living here. First thing they tell you, well, we need 24 months of 2 years of income tax return, 24 months on the job. It's always excuses. Here is when Black people go to school, we need our medical records. They went just straight right on in.
Yes, we do.
I mean, man, they just I mean, it's just not right, man. It makes you leave a bad taste in your mouth.
I'm not denying that's not happening.
I know.
I'm not denying that's not happening. I'm not denying it. It is happening. And it's disparity. But at the same time, my job is to take those things that have been said and trying to find a way where we can address the issues of what Black people have been demanding to happen for farm. And I'm telling you, I'm hearing those
I got one more.
complaints, and I'm feeling
I have
that
one more thing to
frustration.
say,
Yes.
and I'm gonna be quiet. I have one more thing for you. I've seen the Palestinians,
Can you turn your
which I have.
volume up a little bit?
Yeah,
Can you
yeah.
turn your volume up a little
Okay,
bit?
let me turn it up a little bit. I'm sorry. Let me turn it up this way. I've seen the Palestinians. Can you hear me now? Is it loud enough? Is that better?
Yeah, it's a little bit
Is that
loud, but
better?
it's not loud as it was
Okay.
once.
Okay. I've seen them burn the American flag. You over in this country,
Mm.
and we're not in this country. I'm just saying, I'm being
Yeah.
honest with you. We're not
Yeah.
persecuting you. We understand. We know who the ones that are putting their foot on you guys' neck and killing you. Why are you over here burning up our flag in our country? Now, if you don't like the country, leave. Period. So I don't understand a lot of these undocumented
I
come
never
over here
seen
and you burn the
Palestinians
flag.
burn the flag. I never seen
Oh
that
yeah,
before.
burn
I
the
seen
flag
activists
doing
burn
the
flags.
DNC. Yeah, they're doing the DNC. Oh yeah, yeah,
Okay.
burn the flag. Oh yeah, it's on record. I wasn't there that day, but
Okay.
I protest the march, but I seen it burn American
Okay.
flag,
And listen,
and that was not
let's
right.
as an activist, I understand what they're doing in that because they're feeling they're as an activist to give any for those who are really trying to understand why they're doing that. If they're burning a flag, this is the same system that is projecting genocide, is paying for genocide of a people, ethnic cleansing of a people. And so they're to looking on their issues of why they're doing what they're doing, they're frustrated and upset that this is America who's supposed to be the land of justice, the land of liberty, that you're going to, that word, or spawn a genocide to ethnic cleansing of a people. And I have to agree with that. That's unethical. That's unethical. It's unethical for you to be in the country you live is going to fund to unalive thousands of things in torture. It's just unacceptable. And so I stand in solidarity wholeheartedly with the Palestinian people. That their concerns of now week their properties in Gaza. It's not right. We're funding bulldozers to go to Israel to tear down buildings, and then they go home funding that. Well, that money you're talking about, the millions of dollars, Israel, all those disparities that you mentioned about how people are on the benches, veterans not taken care of, all of that will be taken care of under my policies as president. All those concerns about properties being taken from you is going to be eliminated back from Israel and put into the communities so that you won't have to worry about those things. Hear me. That's what the things you're saying, your political leaders are responsible for your pain right now. Me coming into that office, I'm taking the monies from Israel that's doing the dirt of your money, Israel, and put it into your communities. Put it into your communities, building your communities, tearing down those abandoned buildings, appropriating, giving you money tax back, refunds on your property taxes, doing things like that. Taxing the rich, taking the billionaires and giving it to the peoples of your communities. Case is closed. We really don't have an argument now because that's my agenda on my agenda. I heard you all. I heard your cries. I heard your saying you've been left out. You've been left behind again. I'm gonna do something about it. I'm taking money from Israel. That's my solution. I'm taxing the billionaire. Mr. Elon Musk is a $1 trillion guy now. I'm taking money from a man and putting it into black communities. Case, we're not gonna have a discussion, Mr. Martin, no more.
All right. I'm just
okay.
Listen, but I'm
we're not
gonna
gonna
be
have
honest
this
with you.
discussion no more on my
I know.
terms.
I'm gonna be.
You gonna say, Rabbi? Look, we on record. My face is on record.
Record.
You got me. I'm saying this. All I need to do, give people, I'm taking the money from Israel. Put your screenshots. I'm saying it publicly. I'm taking Israel and giving it to the black people. Your worries will be solved under the rabbi. I'm telling you, agenda is progressive. There's no one progressive than the rabbi. There's no one progressive than what I'm going to be bringing. And I said to you earlier, compare my agenda to all your political leaders. All of them. From aldermen, from state representatives, from state senator, from governor, from Illinois, from U.S. representative, from senator, run for senator, everybody. Compare my agenda to all of them. I'm taking billions of dollars from Israel. I'm taxing the heck out of the billionaires. Case is solved. Our problems are over with. Here come the rabbi, saving the day, bringing human rights forefront. As I said, human rights will. My face is on this, right?
Listen, yeah, it's on there. Your face is on it.
This is your confirmation. I'm saying the right thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. You got to vote these people out. What I'm telling you I need done. I need the Republicans out. I need them out. I need them out now. When I get in that seat of the president, they want to sign on public, bro. Because I know how to do this. I know how to do this.
Okay. All right. We're gonna leave you on that note. We're gonna do this again, man. I promise you, we're gonna do this again. We've been on here like an hour. We're gonna do this. We was late. We're gonna do this again.
I'm a different character, baby. I'm a different character. I'm gonna set the standard of how campaigns should be ran, how political leaders should run, how they do the job that the people invested in them to do.
Okay.
I'm treating this like a sense. I do research. I bring analogies. I bring history. I bring all the components that feed everybody in my sermons.
Okay. All right. We're gonna leave it right here, brother Rabbi.
I don't take care of us. I'm gonna take care of us. And we're gonna have a conversation again.
I promise you.
Okay?
I need
have
you
this
to come
conversation.
back. I want you to come back and we're gonna.
I'm gonna say, did I do this?
Yeah.
I don't like to be the one to give without results. This is totally different for me. I do, and then show receipts. But all I can tell you,
all right,
trust in me, do the job that the Almighty has put me in position to do. And you have the last word, host.
Michael, independent candidate running for president 2020. And listen, y'all heard him. We got him on record. He came back out of it. I got him. I go back and pull it up. I said, bro, this is what you said now.
This is my best look. My best look. You know, I keep that guy right here that's on record, baby. I want to be on. That's your problem with the politicians right now. Okay. They don't want to be on record. They're scared. They're scared of the record because I know how I do this thing. Treat this like treat my work in community. Get the damn results out.
All right. We're going to leave it right there. People, you already know what it is. You already know what it is.
Oh, wait. You didn't take no caller, though. You didn't take no caller.
Unedited.
Okay, I'll take a call. Hold on.
Shame.
Let me take a call. Hold on. Let me get some callers.
Being black.
It was the same people was asking questions and thing, but I'll take a couple of callers. Let me call in. Hold on. Let me call in the thing, get it going on here. All right. Let's see. Hold on.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing?
Hold on. Oh, hey, you can look at some of the questions in there. Look at some of them.
Man, my
Let me
eyes,
open
man,
up
my
this
eyes
computer.
can't see this little stuff.
Okay, don't worry about it. Don't worry about
I
it.
can't see it. Yeah.
We'll take some callers. I'm gonna get you about 2 or 3 calls. I'm tired. I've been on 3.5 hours before you got on here. 3.5 hours.
Look, you got
Seriously,
the ride. You got the ride. I'm coming for this. I'm running to it. Look, I don't want an easy route either. Woo! I don't want an easy route either. I want
we
to
gonna let you
crawl
down easy on here.
to that seat. I want to crawl to the seat because you earned it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want no handout. You know, being there to give me a big fat check. I want to crawl to that seat.
Okay, let me put up the phone line so they can call in and ask any questions. We're gonna take about 3 questions. 3.
Okay, go ahead.
And then I'm in it. Let me put the phone number up. A lot of them know it, some of them don't. I need you guys to tune in and 872-299-0808 or 872-297-6389. The call-in numbers. You can call in and ask Rabbi a question. Any question that you want to ask him. He's open. He's open. So he's ready. I got him fired up, people. Got him fired up. All right, call him, put it on the screen. And all right. All right, I need you guys to call in. Come on and call on in and need you guys to ask a question. Come on in and we're going to talk. And I've asked him a lot of questions. I'm waiting on a phone call to ring. Come on in and he want to take some questions. Now he said we can hold him. Yeah.
You got me here.
He's gonna hold him. Yeah. Now I'm trying to figure out. I heard you say something that you said help you get the Republicans out. What's the difference between Republicans and Democrats? Now I heard you say that. Now what's going on with that? I'm a Democrat, but I'm just asking. What's okay? I can't hear you again. Can't hear you. Okay. Okay, we got a caller. What's the difference between Republican and Democrats?
Say it again?
You said help get the Republicans out. That's what you said. Help get the Republicans out, right?
Yeah, I did say that. Yeah, I did. Because we know what they're going to do. They're not for people. They don't want to talk about SNAP. They don't want entitlements to our seniors. They don't want to talk about veterans having giving them the aids and the medical treatments. Honorably. They're not talking about that. So I'm saying to stop shenanigans and games. My day one agenda is going to be signing executive orders to help people stand in my way. So what are we talking about? It's going to be. We know what's going to end up happening. Keep it the same like right now. Democrats majority. My policy's not done. They're not going to stand in my way like you did Barack Obama. They're going to stand in the way. Get them out of my way so I get entitlements and universal health care to people, all America, so that you can take your taxes, be deduced of having license, of having all the money's going to Israel, where you can use that investment in your families. I don't know what
we have
economic boom you're going to have over that.
All right, Rabbi, we have a caller, Mr. Marcus. I'm quite sure you know Marcus. Come on, Marcus.
Yes, Rabbi. I'm the photojournalist that goes around and takes pictures, and I'm sort of an activist myself. Martin will say. I just want to ask you this question, maybe a couple of questions, if I may.
Yeah.
The migrant situation. Those people that you speak of, they don't care about Black people. And I know
that's your
if you
assessment.
ran
I don't have that. I never had that. Okay, I never had that. I never had that experience of having those not saying they don't care about us, because the people who I deal with and the people who I engage with are very, very humble people truly are interested in being a part of the American experience. I think that's a stereotype.
No, that's experience. I grew up in Inglewood.
But I have seen engagement,
and they treat you. Maybe
you experience some. Here's the thing: if that's the experience of one person, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, sir. So here's the thing: do this right now. Did all the Hispanic community, or maybe that one person, treat you bad?
I'm gonna go on the record and say most of the ones that I have walked into because of the way I carry myself, I haven't had a real bad experience, but I look at how they treat the rest of my people, and that affects me. And another thing that affects me, we're always defending other people getting the resources, but we're not getting the resources. Our own people are suffering. I don't know if you looked around.
You're talking about someone before
black people sleeping on the trains and buses.
Give me a chance to show different. Okay, as I said on the record, I agree with you. I heard you. You're not saying that. I haven't heard anyone say here say you're not. Huh? Go ahead,
Marcus. I don't know what he said. I asked that last question. The question.
What would you do as president to change the situation in the black community? Because a lot of the other black politicians have failed. What would you do to change our situation? Did you hear what I said? Because we're not getting the resources.
Did you hear what I just said? You didn't hear nothing I said earlier. I said, okay, you have to reiterate what I've been saying for the last hour and a half. I gave a snapshot, a summary of what I'm going to be specifically doing already. I gave it already. I will take monies from the rich. I will take monies from Israel and put that in your community. I don't know what else I can say or how else to say it. Those monies that you're paying as tax dollars, all the issues you're talking about is going to be rectified because those monies will be seen and have task force assigned to ensure those monies are being appropriated to every need in your community. From grocery stores, from repaving of streets, from having community parks, having schools being funded like every school, predominantly privileged areas, monies in your community, updated books, computers in your community, having community centers like we grew up on, community centers that were assets.
Oh, okay, I get that.
To us when we
Let me ask you another question.
In your community is going to do, huh?
He want to ask you another.
What you say?
Go ahead, Marcus.
I want to ask you another question concerning the border and concerning them burning the American flag and flying another flag on American soil. Would you allow another group of people, because everybody's not going to agree with you as president, to fly a flag?
That's fine.
To fly their country flag.
I understand that.
Burn your country flag. And are you for open borders? Are you for just letting anybody come over here without any repercussions, without the proper?
And I just said, I answered it earlier. I answered it earlier. I'm very, okay, now can I answer? Can I answer, sir? You asked me the question. Now, okay, now, question number one. What will I do for, what did you say? What I would do for the borders? I think that's second. The borders, I am for, I'm going to say I'm okay with having the borders protected, but in condition, not with hate, not with having policies that's going to, like something where it's treating people with inhumane practice, if that makes sense. So we will have those borders to be whatever it goes on right now, but the systems are to ensure that these policies are not in progressive situations that keeping people just because of their skin. No, because we don't do that to Ukrainians. They're here. They're here. We don't do that to the Italians. They're here. We don't do it to the Greeks. They're here. So my job is to ensure here come here. And then also you have to understand it's not just the migrants, Nigerians too that come here. You know there's Jamaicans come here, you know. You know there's Somalians come here too, you know. So they're also part of the immigration migration. This be very fair. This is not just Hispanic. This is talking about all different ethnicities that come to America as of late. We can't just putting one group on the pass. If we're going to talk about issues, we got to talk about everything, every spectrum, focusing on one group and just put them on this target. That's just not fair, in my opinion. Fair. There's several groups of people that come in. We don't. Okay, the same energies question should be for the Ukrainians as well. They came here. The same energies and questions need to be also go to the Russians. They came here. Same energy got to go to the Greeks. They came here. They came here. We got to be fair about how we asking these questions. That is, if everyone's a part, like in ensuring that diversity is being treated equally, fairness, and yes, there is a rule of law in place. Not saying we will be breaking those rules, but also someone seeking asylum to escape situations detrimental to my safety, then there is a law that the government will accept someone based on those circumstances, and we cannot illegally deny them when they have that. And so that's how I look at when it comes to that. Now, the first question, what can you answer it again? I just want to make sure I got it.
Marcus?
Sir?
I can't hear. I couldn't hear him when he asked it. I get what he's saying, Martin, but this is another thing I want to ask, because we have violence in our community. Just 3 hours before the game came on, there was a mass shooting over about St. Sabina. Rabbi, what would you say and what would you do? You're already out there acting. You're doing your thing out there on the street, I see you. But as president, how would you handle this violence that's going on, not just here in Chicago? Chicago get the bad rap, but all over the country amongst our youth, and not just Black youth, but amongst our youth as a whole in this country. How would you handle that?
Very good question. It's a very good question. Yes, I'm an advocate for gun violence in our communities, but there's also a situation of an animal that's always consistently not being addressed. The animal in the room, the elephant in the room, is an NRA. We're going to look at the loopholes that, with regards to these situations in this of lobby, this major lobby that's consistently happening in these communities. Loopholes of the gun show loopholes going after the being done. We're going to look at it to be short up. I'm going to exec ATF to making sure that these gun shows, these gun owner dealers laws that are already in the books. So there's going to be challenges. There's going to be direct. And me as an advocate of gun violence and me seeing on firsthand it is on my agenda. You best to believe it will be a top priority of doing the things that I'm going to be addressing. Now, as a president, I can't executive order to ban bans of mass destruction. That has to go through what is called a process of having, as I said, again, who wants the guns? The guns are massive. The Republicans. They want those guns in the streets. That's what I'm calling for, having those. So if there's a ban within the government to having those weapons of mass destruction to be banned, which I'm totally for, there has to be a process of going through the House, introduced to the floor, then go to the Senate to go out of the chambers of the Senate, and then ultimately to the desk of the president to ban weapons of mass communities. Because we just saw, Martin, the young lady, Isis Oguti, was in a situation, her and in the terms of it saying that they were shot at with you see what I'm saying? So these weapons that are on our streets, we have to get them off the streets. We have to do whatever we can to go after where the sources are, because we have neighboring states that had lesser stricter laws in our state where we can shore that up. Maybe on the states to sit, if they're just going to just disregard the try guns, not go over the border, try to find a way to hold them accountable. If they're just going to just sit there and not do anything about it, no, they have to about it. They have to find a way to do something about it.
Last question.
We're going to their laws lesser than Illinois to shore that up. They're being lax, hold penalties in place. They say, okay, you want these things? We need you to have stronger gun safety measures in your states, so that way those guns that are being transferred illegally under these markets are not getting to our streets. So again, this is a beginning process. This is not the all structure process. This is a beginning structure process to deal with the gun violence, to deal with these weapons of mass destruction, and to put policies in place to give counselings to those who are, because we see right now, we have families right now that don't even have counselors. We're giving all this money to gun violence programs, but where are the counselors? Where are the first responders when it comes to those things? So there's going to be a lot more changes to deal with everything that you're talking about, sir. Only thing I just need to go and do the work of people and take your questions and bring you, sir, to the table. Human rights will finally be at the seat of the table.
One last question.
So you, sir,
want to be at the table.
Okay, hold on, Rabbi. This is the last question he have. Come on, Marcus.
Why should anybody on this live vote for you as president? What would you do?
Okay, very good question.
Other president has.
Do you like what you're getting right now? Do you like what you're getting right now? Do you like your? Okay, you asked the question. Let me answer. Do you like what you're getting right now?
I'm telling you, I've seen you in action.
If you like what you're getting now, then don't vote for the rabbi. Take on having your name erased from library. Go and continue to not have universal health care. Okay, let me ask the answers. You're getting right now before you someone is very concerned about, and me being an advocate for human rights for so long, doing the work in your communities, in our communities, for that matter, doing the work in our communities, standing, advocating, standing up for what is right. No one wants to show up. Being challenging, being unapologetic about getting the champion of human rights that's sitting before you. And I'm not a career politician, so I don't have that resume. All I have is the work I've done over decades of getting the results of standing for people who are suffering, being a voice for the unheard, the forgotten, and the unforeseen. Doing those things as a record of consistency that you're talking about. What we're seeing over the years, we get people to come in our communities, actually, I went to Dick Durbin's office when he came back to Chicago after he sided in the cave. When he come to my community, I vote with no bodyguards, right? But when I go to downtown Chicago, he had big 6-foot bodyguards that weigh 400 pounds to get me to go questioning why he caved. You're not going to get that with the rabbi. You're going to give access to me while I'm in office, because I'm going to ensure there's going to be a summit of activists within every year and sit with me personally in the White House about these issues to ensure we're staying on the agendas of what I. So you're going to get one that believes in transparency. You're going to get someone that understands the pain that you're talking about. You're going to get a progressive on the issues that you're talking about. All it asks is, as as in confidence, seeing what I have done in my work as an activist, and now transitioning to this new position of standing, been silenced and just basically been left behind. The tax dollars have been paid out. If you want to continue to have it like, continue to have where your taxes being up in Chicago right now, and your property tax, your property is being taken, then let's go continue to have it the way you want to have it then. All I'm saying is I'm offering an alternative. Okay, so if you like what you're getting, then don't vote me. Okay, because right now we're complaining about what you're getting right now, which is the intermediate right now. Opportunity to show how I get down. I don't play this work. I don't get out here to put my face on Mr. Martin's slide. He could take my picture, blow me up. Look at this word, man. I'm an activist, bro. I'm an activist. I know it works. So out here like that is very, very important, because I don't put my name on nothing that I gotta get a fair chance in when I'm on record that people vote for the midterms. Get those people out. The chances of success is absolutely on a high 100%. I can't go in being my hand tied behind my back. I need to have that little people who sit there want to cut your SNAP benefits out of there. I want to get talking about you don't deserve no health care. I need them out of there, because they're the ones who did what they did to you. You see what I'm saying? You can't give me the old stuff and say, oh, man, that's gonna set me up for failure. That's gonna set me. I know what's gonna happen. Then now I come back to Chicago, Rabbi, you ain't anything to do. But I had no fair say. I ain't got nothing to work with these people. Give me a Congress that I can work, and I'm gonna bring you, sir, universal health care. I'm gonna bring you your taxes down. I'm gonna bring the billionaires to give you a fair shake. That's all I'm asking.
All right, we're gonna leave it right there, man. I'm done for the night. I promise you I'm gonna have you back, man. I promise I'm gonna have you back. I'm gonna have you back, because I like the fact that you stay around, you ask the questions. I like that fact. So we're gonna end it right there for real.
I can't go. I can't dodge this. I'm not a dodger. I want to go in. I want to go into the. I want to show up in the den and be there right there, hear you, the face, and take those notes, study those, and that's the end of that.
Okay. All right. You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. Tell the truth and what?
And shame the devil.
I love being
Shame the
black.
devil.
Thank you, Brother Ben. Peace out to you. I'll see you on the field. You let me know when the field arrangements. We working together on that case together, so I'll see you in a little bit. You know that on that. We're working on the Isaac case.
Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
And one more thing. My website will be up and available to you. I'm gonna give it to you when it gets up. Okay.
Okay.